Hi, I'm Hank Sharp, Sharp Agency. Welcome to the Bakersfield Interest.
I'm going to show you how to make the perfect cup of coffee. First thing you'll need is a bean grinder. Get your beans whole, your coffee beans. And these particular coffee beans are on a whole basis. They are the Kona brand. Then we have something that you may not anticipate. Here's a cup of ground espresso. And I've pre-ground that for us. It takes a while to ground the beans, but what I want to show you very simply is some different things we're going to use. First of all, I have here refrigerated water. Okay, refrigerated water works well when you pour the refrigerated water into your coffee dripper instead of tap water or just plain tap water or regular bottled water just throwing it in warm. The coffee temperature makes the coffee at a certain temperature. When the water comes through, it warms it up to a certain temperature before it hits the coffee grounds. At that point, that is the temperature that the coffee beans need to really expand their flavor as it drips down. So you get a better flavor with refrigerated water. That was a little hard to say. The next thing you need is maybe just a $20 coffee bean grinder. It really helps when you get your coffee beans and you grind them as you go instead of having it already ground. What the advantage is that the flavor stays inside the bean. You see that little bean? It stays inside the bean, and when it stays inside, then it doesn't release while it's in your refrigerator. Always refrigerate your beans, by the way, if you don't already. The flavor releases after you grind it instead of constantly releasing while it's already ground in your refrigerator. Okay, next. Again, here's your espresso beans. They are pre-ground. I ground them for us. Same thing with the espresso beans, by the way. And this is one of the most important things to your whole coffee process. Everything's important, but this is a non-bleached brown coffee filter. It's one of those things that really help your coffee beans stay the original flavor. The white ones are bleached. They kind of, some of the flavor leaves the beans through the white ones. Don't ask me how, I just have experienced it. So I use a brown one. Put the brown one in to your coffee filter holder, and what happens is we put the espresso, and this is very important, you can do it one of two ways. Either put your espresso into the head of the coffee grinder and then put your beans in and grind it, or you put the espresso, which I choose to do, inside the coffee filter as it sits. Different flavor each way. So if you know your coffee and you know how it should taste or how you want it to taste, try it both ways. You'll never know. And then you take the coffee beans, which this is set for about 8.5 cups, and it is approximately 150 grams of beans. This particular bunch of beans is a Kona blend. You can get dark roast, you can get French roast, whatever your natural taste is, but you seem to want more of, that's why you add the espresso. For some reason, it just kind of intensifies that taste. It doesn't up your caffeine level to the max. It doesn't. Espresso beans are nothing more than coffee beans picked at a certain stage of their growth. So you pour the coffee beans into the head, and a lot of times, I did this for the measuring ability, but a lot of times I use the top of the cup, because the top of the cup tells you exactly how much to do consistently, how much you want to measure for the top. And then you put it into the grinder. Now in grinding the beans, you want to grind them for at least 20 seconds. It really is imperative towards the taste, because the more you grind them, the more flavor comes out easier. And in just a minute, I'll show you how it works for the cup of coffee. But before we do that, we're setting up for, again, 8.5 cups. Alright. When we come back, we will be drinking a nice cup of coffee, and I'll show you how rich that coffee gets when you pour it in the cup. See you when we get back.
It's about supporting a family, being able to provide my wife the possibility of not going to work and taking care of children while I'm out running my business. I'm involved with Milk. What Milk is managing information on lost kids. Being a full service agency, what I specialize in is auto, home, renter's insurance, because that's important, as well as life insurance. I also do commercial insurance, so that's for all the businesses, 401k type investments, to educational plans for children so that they can go to college. You can start investing into that for them. I do disability insurance as well as health insurance. My phone's on 24/7. I'm there for my clients.
Call Hank at sharpagency.org. Let Hank work for you. Cut, print.
Hi, Gabriel Garcia, Business Service Sales Rep at the Bakersfield CompUSA, and welcome to the Bakersfield Interest.
CompUSA Tech Shop at CompUSA, the computer superstore.
Okay, we're back. Let me show you just how rich this particular coffee is, because when you've used the espresso and you've used the actual coffee beans and ground them, you're actually doing something that is very unique as far as homemade coffee is anymore. And if you see how rich that is, you can actually smell it after you grind it, and you can smell it while it's being made on how well, while it's cooking, in other words, how well it's really done. Not only that, when you're cooking the coffee, you need to leave it sit on the coffee maker after it's already percolated through for about 5 to 7 minutes. The coffee actually needs to not only come up to a little bit of temperature now that it's come through the beans, but it needs to flavor in. So give it a little more time to flavor in a bit, and you'll have a bit of a richer coffee. I like to use my coffee with cream, or use cream with my coffee, either one. Some don't. A lot of big contractors out there just get the coffee and do their own thing. One of the things that I like to do is let the cream sit on the bottom of the coffee. As you can tell, just barely take a look at that. Sit on the bottom of the coffee and let it mix itself. It's a little richer on the way down. You get both the black taste and the creamy taste at the same time. Just an idea. Till then, this is Christoph with the kitchen in the Bakersfield Interest. Enjoy Bakersfield. And enjoy the Bakersfield Interest.